All right, guys, Willie Creeman here again with the NFC East, talking about the New York Giants, who finished third in the division with a record of 6-11. Listen, I feel like this team's been going through a little bit of an identity crisis. Like, I feel like this team was 51st dates. Every week, like, you feel like you're getting a different team out there. And, like, it did not feel good at any point during the season for New York Giants fans. I know a lot of people want to place the blame on Daniel Jones, but like you were the one that paid him, right? Like it's not his fault for earning the money. You could say that he's not worth 40 million, but who else were you going to have last year that was going to be able to come in and do that? And for him to be able to come back from a neck injury is a big deal. So I think more of the issues that you have are letting Barkley go in free agency, and not just in free agency, but to a divisional team. And now for that, you get to pay the price of playing against him twice a year behind a great offensive line. So that's not a fun thing. But the Giants front office really made a substantial effort to focus on offensive line, which is something that I don't think they've done in almost 10 years. They bring in John Runyon from Green Bay, Luminor from Las Vegas, and then Slotman and Stinney. They completely revamped this interior line. And I really think that's a big deal for them because it's going to give Daniel Jones some protection. If you remember, there were multiple times last year that the offensive line was getting called out in press conferences, and they didn't always handle it that well. I don't think this line is going to be dealing with the same problems, but they also bring in Brian Burns, which is kind of awesome because not only is he a great player, but they also got him for peanuts compared to what the Rams had offered Carolina about a year before. So he's definitely their biggest free agent addition, right? Like it's undisputed. He's a absolute trendsetter on defense, a vocal leader, and he leads by example as well. The worst free agent addition that I have for them is actually Jalen Mills. And it's not that I'm a Patriot hater, but just in my experience, anytime New England's willing to kind of part or let their defensive backs go, it's usually because they've lost a step, right? And I think that's the case with Mills. I don't know how he's going to do now that he's starting in New York, but it's going to be kind of interesting to be able to see. In terms of the draft, listen, this team needed a number one wide receiver, and that's exactly what they got in Malik Neighbors. That dude is an awesome player. And I think this is going to give Daniel Jones a playmaker that he's never had so far. You also look like Newman and Phillips. We're going to see both of them seeing time in the secondary this year. Also, Theo Johnson at tight end, I think, was a really nice pickup for a few reasons. It's beneficial in the case of Waller because Waller has gotten hurt in the past. But if Waller doesn't get hurt, this has me wondering, like, them running two tight end setups where I have, like, Gronk and Hernandez coming back in my mind. And that could be great for that team this year.